So this is a Q&A, Pastor.
Yes, you're welcome.
The first question we have is, can someone be baptized before he or she is born again?
Well, that means he has lost the knowledge of the scriptures. Because the Bible says you believe with your heart into righteousness, you confess with your mouth into salvation. So whoever gets baptized that way can be baptized but is not a Christian, is an atheist.
Okay, the second question, Pastor,
Yes, please.
is how can women be empowered in a church setting to be the best they can in terms of innovation, investments, and trade?
Well, as far as innovation, trade, investments, we have so many things that the world carries that teaches these things even better than we do. So we must invite in as many teachers as possible to come and teach about savings, investment, and innovations, and it will be achieved.
The third question is, how can women do good business strategies within selected church groups?
Well, the key point is they must learn to save and invest and be faithful.
Okay, this one is a question on advice. What advice do you give to women who want to send themselves back to school or to upgrade, but their husbands do not agree with the decision?
Well, maybe the first mistake was done when they got married before they agreed on everything. So even now the answer is one, they should sit and agree, or else there will be some problem in their marriage. So still the answer remains they have to get together and agree on what to do in order to save their marriage relationship.
Okay, the fifth question is local family planning of herbs unholy for a woman?
Local family planning is a very collective word. There's nothing that's not local. Even these tablets are local where they are born. Actually, what makes a difference is occultism and medicine. So herbs are also medicine. But what makes them dangerous is when they are motivated with demonic powers or evil powers. However, they are herbs that can even work better than pharmaceutical medicine.
Okay, this question says, what can a woman do for a husband who comes back home late and drunk? As if that is not enough, he fights and beats up the children out of frustration. Can such a marriage last?
That marriage, the chances of lasting are almost none. However, upon the character of the wife, the marriage can be saved. I've known some women that have lived in such a marriage and even worse, and finally they have won their husbands back to the Lord. So it is literally impossible, but spiritually possible.
Okay. Then this one asks, if one is this goes back to the question on baptism.
Yes.
If one is baptized but gets lost, which I think this one wanted to say backslides, when that person returns to church, should he or she be baptized again?
Well, it comes on the understanding of the terminology being backslidden and fall away. Whoever has fallen away has denied Christ. So either he has become a follower of Muslim, he has become a follower of other non-Christian religion. The one who falls away when he comes back to the Lord must be baptized because he denounced the Lord. But the one who is getting backslidden, he has just lost a mark, but his mouth still confesses Christ. When he comes back to the Lord, he repents, and there he is. He's doing well. Actually, to give it another translation, not every car that gets a wreck changes the number plate. It can be totally written off, but when the one who changes the number is the one that's totally written off. You have to buy another one, then you need a new number plate.
Okay, so what is the true baptism?
Well, what is a true baptism? The answer is simple. You study the word baptism from both the Bible and also the dictionary. Whatever the dictionary tells you to do, that's the true thing you should do. Because the translation of the word baptism means to be dipped in entirely.
Okay, the next question here is, what are qualities of being a great woman?
The qualities of being a great woman is to be submissive, because that's what the Bible teaches, and become innovative. Because the biggest office of a woman is not that place where she works, it is her home. So she raises the children that fears the Lord. She causes her husband to be respected in the city, and she become industrious to the extent that she saves, and her husband call her happy because she can save, and they extend and expand in even acquiring land. The money may not be hers, but arrogant woman cannot save. They spend all the money and they're always in a deficit. But the one that wise saves and makes sure that she always has a surplus to do things that would rather would not have been done.
What advice do you give to someone who is in a happy marriage whereby both partners are born again, but the lady just found out the man has children outside and he wants to bring the children home?
Yes, I think we have to avoid the mistake which our mothers, especially Sarah, did, which caused an internal war. I don't know if this war will be in heaven, but it will be here as long as the world lives. The seed of that other woman is the seed of your husband. So there's no day you will ever do away with it. Maybe you just have to practice evil. So the best thing is to swallow your pride and let the children home. And then you raise the children like yours. You may succeed, and I know many women have succeeded, but if you don't, then everybody will have a witness that you've been a good woman.
Thank you. This is a concern. Is marriage for everyone? Is it a must for every woman to get married, or did God create a husband for every woman?
Nature itself shows that that is impossible. We have many women than men. And secondly, there are those women, even if they found a man, they would not be married. It's just by choice, they don't want to be married. Then there are those men that also will not be married. Either men have made them so, either they have made a decision they would never marry, either they are simply not blessed to marry. They have tried and married 20 times, none of the marriages stays.
So how can someone handle a man who can't be cancelled by anyone? A man who doesn't respect leaders, pastors, or even relatives?
Government. Government will handle him, and a prayer. That's all.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah.
If a man is well off, but he's quick to care for those out of his house, but not his own family, what's the best way of dealing with such a person?
Well, you just have to pray, because there are some people that are man pleasers. They can feed everybody at the village, but not their home. They can even buy bread, butter, speak well, but when they come home, they just become a different thing. So what can change them is continued counseling and prayer.
Okay, this one says, if one has, this is the last one, it says, if one has a born-again minister as their husband and that man doesn't want the woman to work because of misconception that women who have money misbehave, how do you advise them?
But we can't just continue and think that women that have money misbehaves. It must be a faithful syndrome. If your wife has that weakness, even when she's not working, actually she has more time at home when you are gone than the time she has when she has gone to work. So it's a matter of you people believing in each other. And also, these are some of the things people are supposed to discuss when they are getting married. Principles, values, and things that you are going to go with. Because if in the first place you found this woman working and you never disagreed her working, how will you in the long run say you're not going to work? In actual fact, that means the marriage may not exist. So how did you start your marriage is very, very important. God bless you. I've had your questions as women, but I think and I trust that the answer to each one of these questions is Jesus. Because Jesus is the answer to the world today. and you need to seek the Lord. You need to read the scriptures. There are so many things that at times we look at and we think it's our partners that are wrong. But at times, we also need to find out, could we be also wrong? And if we understand that somehow, somewhere we need to adjust, maybe our adjustment may cause a difference in our relationship. One of the builder came to see one of the house that had a crack, and the crack was on the 42nd floor. Well, when he went over there, he told them to quickly vacate the building and go to the ground floor. And about a week's time, he told them that the crack is fixed. And they wondered, why couldn't he go up to the 42nd floor? He said the problem was not at this. It showed up at the 42nd floor, but the problem was the foundation. We've already done it, the building itself. So there are some people that look at others as a problem on the 42nd floor, when actually the problem is at the foundation. Once it is finished, there's no reason of going back to the second floor, 42nd floor. So check, would you be the problem? Madam, would you be the problem, sir? Because the moment you find out that you're the problem, then things are going to be solved much easier than ever. So another thing is also deliverance. Deliverance is the children's bread. The word bread signifies feeding. Anybody that has not been well fed is too loud. Quarrels over nothing, is bitter over nothing, and that's the sign that this person is deserving of deliverance. So all of us at one level or another, we are candidates of deliverance, and we are very, very much in need of it. So women, as well as men, when things cannot happen the way you think they should, don't just give up. Call upon the name of the Lord, and He will surely save your relationship and marriage. And God bless you. Amen and amen.